The tragic death of a young mother who fell down the stairs of a Manhattan subway station this week has raised serious questions about safety and accessibility of New York City's transit system. 22-year-old Malaysia Goodson fell while carrying her one-year-old daughter down to the platform at the 7th Ave and 53rd Street station around 8 p.m. Monday night. The station has no elevators, and officials said both its escalators only go up in one direction, leaving Goodson no choice but to take the stairs that night. The incident has put a tragic spotlight on the accessibility issues that have plagued the subway system for years. According to the New York Times, only about a quarter of the subway system's 472 stations have elevators, and many of those are often out of order. Following the incident, Mayor Bill de Blasio tweeted, quote, "This is a heartbreaking tragedy that never should have happened. The subway system is not accessible to everyone, and that's an environment that the MTA should not allow." So joining us now is Christine Surjanian Yearwood, founder of Upstand, an organization that has pushed to make transit more accessible for parents. Christine, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So first, I just want to get, as a mother, what was your reaction to just hearing about this story? Was this something that shocked you, or was this something that was more of a inevitable tragedy?
It is shocking that it got to the point where that happened, but I think everybody knew this problem. All parents and caregivers are very aware of this, and the MTA is aware of it as well. It is an awful tragedy.
Well, I just want to give our viewers, and so many of them, of course, either have small children or have raised small children in the city, but just give us a little bit of an understanding of your family dynamic and how you work with your kids.
I have 2 children, 4 and almost 1. And so I always need a stroller. I've needed a stroller essentially the entire time, for at least one of them. And including while pregnant. So carrying a stroller up and down the stairs. Our station is not yet accessible. None of them on this line are within, 6 stops or so. So always going up and down the stairs carrying at least one stroller. And it's incredibly difficult and unsafe. People are often tripping, falling, slipping, children as well. And there's not really an alternative. So the need for elevators is dire.
And I understand that you are out in the Astoria area of Queens, correct?
Yeah.
So then, given the fact that you already are dealing with a subway line that isn't necessarily accessible, I'm just wondering then, how do you navigate your life? What happens when you have to take kids to the doctor or to a play date or to school? How does that work?
The inaccessibility of the system is really limiting. Most people, including our family, plan around times that are not rush hour, plan to go out of our way to stops that have elevators, if at all possible. But it's really hard. And I think what's important here is hitting home the point that we should not have to rely on other customers, individual acts of kindness, or that responsibility shouldn't fall on our fellow riders. We need to have institutional solutions and support to make our system more accessible, because we oftentimes have to wait for somebody to help us at the bottom of the stairs, or wait for somebody to come back to the station booth to open the gate. There's just a lot of access issues that make getting around the city really difficult.
And of course, the kindness of strangers that you might be referring to. A lot of people on Twitter, after hearing about this tragic incident, were talking about how it's almost become New York City ritual, where if you see a mother with a stroller, as a stranger, you ask to help. Either, you take the front, they take the back, and walk them up or down the stairs. But of course, unfortunately, that doesn't always happen. So what kind of action or pressure is your organization hoping to put on the MTA?
We had introduced a resolution to try to get a pregnancy and family representative at the MTA. We've had rallies for elevators, specifically targeting parents and caregivers and children to show up, and they have. And we've met with the MTA and we've given them a list of our concerns and possible solutions. And we've said, this needs to be a priority. This is just an awful thing to have happened when everybody already knew that there was a problem.
Well, one final question. Again, with the issues that we've seen with the MTA, with the existing system, and of course the few elevators that exist that are often out of order, and the signal problems and all these other issues that the MTA has had, if there is money that's found to then start putting in more elevators and escalators into all of the subway stops, do you have faith that the MTA will keep all of them up and running?
I have faith that if the things that advocates are pushing for are done, that the next issue can be addressed and that we can make that happen.
It's always important to have faith going forward in something, and especially after a horrific tragedy like this.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for focusing on the issue.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us.